Did you know that 97% of freelancers on Upwork make less than $100, while the remaining 3% are splitting a whopping $4 billion in annual client spend? I'm Caleb Alku, and I know how to join that elite 3%. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how you can join them too. In this video, I'm going to reveal the exact blueprint I used to build my 7-figure agency all on Upwork. Now, you've probably heard that Upwork is terrible and doesn't have any clients that are ready to spend money on it. That's what 97% of the freelancers believe. And luckily for us, they're dead wrong. They don't know how to land clients on Upwork, and they blame the platform for their failure. Now, here's the truth. Upwork reports that well over half of the Fortune 500 are on its platform hiring freelancers like you. Now, personally, I have worked with Stanley Black & Decker, Adobe, and Skillshare, all from Upwork. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Now, the average freelancer on Upwork, they're lucky if they get a 1% response rate to their proposals. But using my blueprint, I've hit response rate as high as 30%. That means for every 10 proposals I send, I'm getting 3 responses every single day. And those responses are from clients who've already decided they need what I'm offering. With just 45 minutes a day sending proposals, I can easily land 5 to 10 clients each month from Upwork. So let's just let that sink in for a moment. The first and most important change is how you communicate with prospects on Upwork. It is fundamentally different from selling to a local business. When you're talking to a local business owner about SEO, they don't actually want SEO. They want more customers. Your approach there is going to be to convince them that you can get more customers for them. Upwork is the complete opposite. Do you remember that scene in Wolf of Wall Street where Leo asks people to sell him a pen? Everyone starts describing the pen's features, and Leo is very much not impressed. His point with that scene is that a good salesperson creates the need first. But guess what? On Upwork, you're actually selling the pen by talking about its features. Why? Because the client already wants the pen. They just posted a job saying, I want a pen. Your job isn't to convince them that they need a pen. It's instead to convince them that you have the best pen for their needs. This shift in mindset is going to completely transform your approach to writing proposals. You aren't trying to convince them they need SEO. They already know that. They decided it for themselves. You're showing them why you're the SEO expert they need to hire. So let me walk you through my Upwork Success Blueprint. I have a full flowchart here that breaks it down step by step. You can download this for free from my school community. There's a link down in the description, so make sure you go and grab it. First things first, you need to be treating Upwork like a funnel. And yes, it seems like a lot of steps, but trust me, most of them go by really fast. We're going to start by finding a relevant job and sending a proposal. But here's the crucial part of that proposal. Your intro hook. You have 240 characters to grab a prospective client's attention and get them to open your full proposal. Those 240 characters need to count. Most cover letters, especially on Upwork, are never opened. That 1% response rate I mentioned earlier doesn't mean that 99% of the clients are reading cover letters and then deciding not to respond. Far from it. The vast majority are simply ignored. In your cover letter, you do not want to waste time talking about yourself. The client doesn't care about your life story. Instead, focus on their problem, how you can solve their problem, and the results that you've delivered for other people in a similar situation. Now, here's a pro tip. Make sure you include some simple, easy to answer questions in your proposal. People love answering questions that they know the answer to, and it makes it super easy for the client to simply reply. Your goal with this cover letter is only to get them to reply. You aren't trying to get them to hire you or even book a call with just the cover letter. Those will come later. Now, once you've sent your proposal, here's the hardest part. I need you to forget about it. I need you to move on with your life. And I know it's tempting to obsess over whether they've read it or not, but trust me, that's a recipe for burnout. Just send it, forget about it, and never think about it again. Do not fall in love with a job when the client hasn't replied yet. Remember, for most jobs, the client is never going to reply. And that's okay. I get ghosted constantly. That's just part of being on Upwork. Now, when the client does reply, that's when the magic really happens. You're going to wow them with a lead magnet. Something that's quick and valuable, customized for that client that you can whip up in 5 to 10 minutes. Now, this lead magnet is not just busy work. It's your secret weapon to land the client call. you're going to send that lead magnet to the client as soon as you can, ideally in less than 30 minutes of getting a response from the client. My virtual assistant does the lead magnets for me, and she knows that it's always a top priority. If you take hours to respond, the client is simply going to hire someone else. Speed is critical on Upwork. Your call to action in the lead magnet is simple. You're going to ask for a call with the client. But on that call, you're not pitching them on hiring you. Instead, you're providing even more value. You're going to walk them through your lead magnet, explain your thought process, and then, and only then, smoothly transition into your kickoff package and your pricing. Yet again, you're leading with value to position yourself as the expert. Remember, this is not a traditional sales call. You're not convincing them that they need SEO. They already know that. You're showing them why you're the best person for the job. You're demonstrating that you know SEO. Or, of course, whatever your field is that you're applying for jobs in. It is so much more powerful for you to request a call to give them yet more value than to request a call where they know and you know you're just going to pitch them. So, after you walk them through the lead magnet and you've demonstrated your expertise, now you're going to say something like this. The next steps for me are to do the kickoff package. Here's what that includes, and here's the price point. If you're ready to get started, just click the green Hire Freelancer button. And that's it. That's what happens on that call. Now, after the call, within a half hour of the call ending, send them a quick thank you note. Make sure to reference something that happened in the call so it's personalized. Something silly like, I enjoyed hearing about how you started your business in the back of your truck, or something like that. Now, if you don't hear back after the call, don't panic. Just start your follow-up sequence. It's very important that these follow-up messages are not just following up or just asking if you had time to consider or any just awful time-wasting messages like that. Like everything else, you need to be providing value with your follow-up messages. So here's the trick. Here's how you do this. Basically, you're going to send them pieces of a completed kickoff package that you've done for another client, or if you don't have one, that you did for practice. If you don't hear anything when that entire sequence is over, then it's time to move on with your life. You know, as I said, we get ghosted all the time on Upwork. That's just part of the platform. And of course, the alternative to never hearing back from the client again is the client offers you a job and then you've got your new client. Even when that happens, you're still going to keep sending at least 5 proposals a day to keep building your agency. It's important that you don't let new clients stop you from prospecting to get more new clients. And that, my friends, is the blueprint for Upwork success in a nutshell. Find the job, craft an irresistible proposal, provide immediate value, nail that call, and it's much simpler than a regular sales call, and follow up like a pro. Rinse and repeat this, and before you know it, you're going to be in that top 3%. So now that you have the blueprint for Upwork success, you're probably wondering what services to offer. Well, you're in luck. In this video, I'm breaking down the 7 AISEO services that work best for growing your agency, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're the first one to know when I drop new videos. And remember, success on Upwork is not about luck, it's about strategy. With this blueprint, you've got everything you need to start building your own 7-figure agency.